Community Connection on KGNB, brought to you by Waters International Realty.
This is Paige Green with your Community Connection. We're here with Keva Boardman, the Sophienburg Museum Curator, Sylvia Segovia, the Hispanic Community Liaison for the Sophienburg, and Jennifer Singleterry, the Executive Director. How are all three of you?
Great, doing well. Doing good.
So can you give me a quick background on the Sophienburg Museum?
Well, we're 90 years old this year. In October 8th of 1933, the museum was opened. So we're celebrating that. It was built during the middle of the Depression, and I think that's kind of cool. We have been here, we have both an archive with over 600 family histories. We have a large rare books collection. We have over 500,000 photographic images, as well as a large artifact collection. So we got a lot to offer people.
And we are coming up on National Hispanic Heritage Month in September, and I know the Sophienburg is hosting an event, the Fiesta Patria. What is this event?
This year's event will be called Fotos de Ayer, Photos of Yesteryear. Otto Seidel took lots of photos starting in 1923, and so it's been 100 years, and so we would like to show the Hispanic community a lot of these photos and see if they could help us recognize who these families were that were here 100 years ago.
So this is a collection of images that you're actually asking the community to help recognize any families in these photos?
There's just a handful. We have a ton of pictures that are not identified. Seidel took very good records, except back in the day, there wasn't like addresses to send them to, so everybody was general delivery. So there's just like one name listed, and there could be like 15 people in the photo, so we don't know who the rest are. So we're just putting them out there and showing people that there's lots of photos that, you know, tell about their family and their history and places they lived and just whatever they can get from that photo. We just want to show them that the museum, Sophienburg Museum, has that to offer.
And when is this? When can you view these and look at them?
Our event will be September the 9th from 10 to 2 on the grounds of the Sophienburg Museum. It's a great event. We have entertainment, food, just a big little fiesta going on for a special exhibit of the photos, just going on for 4 hours, and we'd like to invite everybody to come and join us.
And that was September 9th, 10 to 2 p.m. And can you tell me any more about this? Sado collection is very interesting. The theme was photos of yesterday, correct?
Correct. Otto Seidel was one of the main photographers during the 20s through the 60s. And so almost everybody in New Braunfels had photos by this guy. And so it's I would say the negative collection alone probably has 350,000 images.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people, and people can come here and they can actually look up some of their people, and we can make copies for them of those photos.
And this was one of the many collections that the Sophienburg has in general. I know it was a lot of history documenting through the Sophienburg Museum. Can you tell me a little bit more about some of the other stuff that Sophienburg has going on?
So coming up, as Keva mentioned, this is our 90th anniversary celebration this year. And on October 8th, we'll be celebrating that here at the museum. Much like Fiesta Patria, it is a free day here at the museum and a really great opportunity to see what the museum does, to walk through the exhibits. One of the exhibits we have right now is on the history of the museum, where it's come through each of the buildings, who's helped contribute to that. So there's that. There's, at both events, there'll be food, entertainment, local dancers, local singing groups, a big brass band. There's a lot for an entire family to enjoy.
Both of these events, Fiesta Patria September 9th and the 90th anniversary October 8th, are free museum days, and you mentioned a lot of activities. Now, what is the importance of these events in the Sophienburg in New Braunfels?
This is this community's museum. It is so well documented how we got here, what we do here in the community, who the people are who have brought us to this place. And as such, specifically in the museum, each of the exhibits takes you through a different time period or a different place or a different way in which the community was developed, as well as the archives being very rich in documentation, in photos, in anything you might need to look up, maybe where your home is, maybe who first owned that home, how the plots were set up. Photos, as are going to be displayed through the Fiesta Patria event, Fotos de Ayer. It's such a catalog of this community. And if you haven't been to the museum, it's a really good opportunity to see why you love this town. Because people have been here since 1845 and well before that, but it documents who made this community the special place that it is. And we'd love for everyone, especially if you haven't been here, to come take a look, see what there is to see here at this little historic hill in downtown.
Now, if people come to these events or the Sophienburg in general and they want to volunteer, donate, or learn more, is there a process of doing that?
Yes, they'll just find one of us. We have different ways of doing volunteer things, different ways they can do, things they can do. We have a very knowledgeable staff that is well-versed in everybody's job, so anybody can help you. Once you get in the front doors, we've got your back.
And what is that? Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, I was going to say another thing we haven't mentioned, which is a real hidden gem up here on the hill, is that we have Sophie's Shop, which is located inside the museum. And it's a wonderful place to find local gifts. So whether that be a New Braunfels ornament or a hat, we have T-shirts that are our famous logo of home with a bandstand in the middle of it. And that too, there's a lot of local literature as far as books by local artists and picture books, displaying the history of the town.
And that was the Sophie Shop in the Sophienburg Museum. What is the website where people can go to learn more information about Fiesta Patria, about the 90th anniversary, and about how they can help the Sophienburg?
Well, they could just go to www.sophienburg.com, and there'll be a little pull down that says events.
Sounds easy. That was Keva Boardman, Sylvia Segovia, and Jennifer Singleterry of the Sophienburg Museum. Thank you all for joining us today. Do you have any information you would like to add about your upcoming events, your 90th anniversary that we will talk about at a future date, or about the Sophienburg in general?
Just see you there.
All right. That was easy. Easy enough as it is. That was Fiesta Patria, September 9th, 10 to 2, and upcoming October 8th, the 90th anniversary at the Sophienburg Museum. Thank you again, all three, for joining us.